Shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Waharakah Kadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Now, this guy, Vocab Malone, once again, is, doing his thing. He's Satan. What is the meaning of Satan? To be an adversary, and that's basically what he's here to do. He's here to be against us. He's not here for the truth in sincerity. He's just here to be against, and that's his role. That's fine. Now, here he is calling himself trying to debunk what we teach in regards to the transatlantic slave trade being a fulfillment of Deuteronomy 28. Now, we know that certain of these prophecies and definitely the curses can have multiple applications. I mean, even if you go into the book of Daniel's, Israel being in captivity, anytime they were in captivity, they were under the curses. So yeah, the curses can happen more than once. But the fact of the matter is, man, the chief iteration of Deuteronomy 28 and 68 is the transatlantic slave trade. Why is it the chief? Because it's the last iteration. Right? We went into Egypt, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Okay? By way of ships. Now, his argument is, this is, according to him, historical sources say that this has happened multiple times already. Okay? So then you're just proving that it can happen more than once. So again, why can it not apply to the transatlantic slave trade? You're not proving it can't apply. See, these dudes are messed up, man.
That your teachers have lied to you. Deuteronomy 28:68 has happened multiple times in actual Jewish history.
Okay, so you're saying it's happened multiple times, so why couldn't it have happened in 1620? He ain't gonna answer that. All right?
And that's all you got? Arya, you're a man. Use strictly logic here. I appeal to you as a man to use strictly logic. Just say I was paid from the Vatican by Jesuit priests. Let's just say that's true.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. Anyway. Yeah, so he's losing hard, man. And the funny thing about it is, again, he wants to scrutinize our application of the curses, which is prophecy, right? But then when he had he had three opportunities. He had three different JOOs on his show discussing the events of October the 7th. And he specifically said he did not want to discuss 1948 in prophecy. So he doesn't want to apply any prophetical scrutiny to the JOOs at all. Why is that? Why don't you want to do that, Vocab? This is Deuteronomy 28 and 68, man. Let's get that. It says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again." Now, the reason why this ultimately is talking about the transatlantic slave trade, because this captivity that we're going into now, this captivity which is based from America, because that's the chief captivity, that's the centerpiece, that's the center stage of these last days. This is going to be the last captivity. The Lord himself, the Messiah, the anointed one, the chosen one, the only begotten of the Most High, is the one who's actually going to save us from this captivity. And the salvation that he's going to bring is forever, right? These curses shall never come upon us again. All right? And that's why I said it's chief. All right? The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, which America is spiritual Egypt, again with ships, which is what happened. By the way, wherever I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, which that's what happened. We were sold unto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Meaning we didn't have no deliverer. The Lord never raised up a man to deliver us to this day. That's because he's going to deliver us. He's going to send his son and the holy angels to deliver us in a great spectacular salvation from that land. And that salvation was spoken of by the prophets, man. It's the greatest of salvation. It's an everlasting salvation. It's going to lead to a world without end. See, we've been saved before, but those salvations were temporary, right? Every time we were delivered by the judges or by a savior that the Lord raised up for us, we went back into the way of folly, and the curses came back upon us under the old covenant. But through the new covenant, which is in Yahushua, there's going to be no more curse, because there's going to be no more sin. So it's a greater salvation. Isaiah 45 and 17, it says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. See, this time it's going to be an everlasting salvation. Ye shall, and that's only going to happen once. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. That's why it tells you there's going to be no curse in the book of Revelations. When the Yahushua comes, delivers up, it says, and there shall be no more curse. Right, because Yahushua is going to save us from the curses and then enter us into a new covenant. There shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servant shall serve him. All right. All right, Jeremiah 16 and 14, it says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall be no more said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Because to this day, that's still the most glorious deliverance our people ever had. The Lord delivered us from Egypt with signs and wonders. There hasn't been no other event among our people in terms of salvation that was greater. Okay? But this salvation to come, the deliverance from Babylon the Great, is going to be even more spectacular. Right? But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, which is America, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, because the Israelites are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right? And I will see, which is different to Egypt. When the Lord delivered us from Egypt, we were only in Egypt. But this time, we're in spiritual Sodom and Egypt, but we're also scattered throughout the four corners, which is why the gospel had to be taught throughout the four corners. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Okay? So this salvation that's coming from this last captivity is going to be great. All right? But this guy Vocab don't know what he's talking about. At the end of the day, he's preaching to the choir. Because the only people that's going to follow him are other bugged out Christians that just want us to be wrong anyway. So they just, whatever Vocab says, they'll cheerlead and go along with. And then you might get ones of us who just aren't meant to be. They'll be seduced by that goofy demon and fall out. But that's because they ain't of the elect. But we don't sweat it, because the elect cannot be deceived. And this guy here is just a deceiver. He's not genuine. How do we know he's not genuine? Because he doesn't try to apply the same level of scrutiny to us as he does to the JOO that have basically slaughtered people to take a land. They just killed tens of thousands of, over 10,000 children, and he has nothing to say about it. He got them on his live stream, and he refused to bring up any prophecy. Or this guy's a demon. That's how you know a guy don't have no integrity, because he's a hypocrite. He has one form of energy for us, but a completely different energy to the JOO. But we know why, because he's Satan. Okay. But yeah, he's a clown. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.